नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासधि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की, श्री श्री राधा गोविंद की, श्री श्री निताय गौरंग की, श्री नरसिम्हा देव अपीयरेंस डे की, जगद्गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Welcome all the devotees. On the occasion of Narasimha Jayanti, so which is going to be exactly day after tomorrow. So today we will understand the glories of Lord Narasimha Deva, our beloved Lord. So we are devotees of Krishna, famously called as Hare Krishna devotees, entire world. So many times, very often, people ask me, why you worship Lord Narasimha? You are devotees of Lord Krishna. So, I would say, Prabhupada introduced especially worship of Lord Narasimha along with Lord Sri Krishna. Of course, we worship all the avatars of Krishna, but especially Krishna and Narasimha. So Prabhupada, when he started the movement in the US, so Prabhupada preached for some years, some 1 to 2 years like that approximately. Then Prabhupada fell seriously ill. Then he wants to come back to India. And devotees are very young. They just started Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. They have only one book, Bhagavatam first canto, and they are very much attached to Srila Prabhupada. And then Western world, you see, it is full of Maya kingdom, that is. So disciples of Srila Prabhupada request fervently that what is the fate of us? Who will take care of us? Prabhupada says, I have given all the philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara in the Bhagavatam first canto and Bhagavad Gita. That is enough. You can understand books and practice Krishna consciousness. But still disciples, Maya is there very much, and then how we can take care of ourselves? Then Prabhupada gave worship. Prabhupada teaches to all the disciples and then introduce the worship of Lord Narasimha Deva. So that's why in all our temples worship Lord Narasimha. The main purpose is that by his mercy, we can come out of all the problems in execution of devotional service. He protects devotees from the effect of Maya, and all the obstacles destroyed in our path of practicing Krishna consciousness in our life. All the problems will be resolved by mercy of Lord Narasimha Deva. That's why any activity we do, first we offer Narasimha Kirtan, prayers to Lord Narasimha, and then we do that activity. So this is very important for us, and especially this part of India, Andhra and Telangana states, worship of Lord Narasimha is very much prominent. Just like Rama's birthplace is Ayodhya, now became very famous. Krishna's birthplace is Vrindavan, Madhura Vrindavan, in famous entire world. Similarly, Lord Narasimha appeared in Ahobilam, exactly in the Nallamala forest of Andhra Pradesh. That is the birthplace, appearance place of Lord Narasimha. So it is actually supposed to be famous as Ayodhya and then Madhura Vrindavan. There are many temples are there in the Ahobila Kshetram. We go frequently a trip to Ahobila Kshetram. Apart from Ahobila Kshetram, all through the Andhra and Telangana, there are many famous temples are there. They're called as Nava Narasimha temples. In the Ahobilam also, Nava Narasimha temples are there. We can say, inner Nava Narasimha temples, just like we have inner Chardham, outer Chardham. So similarly, in these states also we have inner Nava Narasimha Kshetras and also outer Nava Narasimha Kshetras. So what are those temples? First is Antarvedi, and second is we have here Yadadri or Yadaguru Gutta, very nearby Hyderabad, and third is Simhachalam, it is there in Vishakhapatnam, and fourth is Mangalagiri, which is there in between Vijayawada and Guntur district, and Antarvedi, it is east to Godavari of Andhra Pradesh, and then Dharmapuri, it is there in the Jagityal district of Telangana, and Vedadri, Jaggaipeta district of Andhra Pradesh, in the Jaggaipeta nearby Krishna district, it is there in Andhra Pradesh. And then next is Penchalakona, it is in the Nellore district, and next is Malakonda Narasimha Swami temple, that is there in the Prakasam district of Andhra Pradesh. So these are the Nava Narasimha Kshetras. Maybe devotees can plan to visit all these temples whenever they get the opportunity. So we'll discuss the Narasimha Leela from the Srimad Bhagavatam and understand glories of Lord Narasimha. So with that mood, we'll receive Lord Narasimha on the coming up Narasimha Jayanti day. So before that, we'll offer prayer to Lord Narasimha Dev. This is Lord Narasimha's Bija mantra. We know very well. If you don't know, you can repeat after me. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jvalantam Sarvato Mukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Mrutyur Namamyaham. So this is a very powerful mantra. The meaning of this mantra is Ugram means ferocious, Veeram means powerful, Mahavishnu, he is Lord Vishnu himself, the great Vishnu. Jvalantam, he is shining, Saratomukam, with face in all directions. Narasimham, he is Narasimha, half lion, half man. Bhishanam Badram, he is protector of all the people and the world. Mrutyur Namamyaham, he is the death for the death personified. For that Lord Narasimha, I pay my obeisances. So this is the wonderful meaning, the powerful meaning of this Narasimha Bija mantra. And this mantra, whoever chants regularly, so they will become fearless. Lord protects them from all kinds of fears and all the obstacles and any evil forces, however great they may be, one can cross over. Many times, when I go to some towns and villages, people always talks about some black magic, this kind of things. Some people may not believe all those things, but actually they exist. Prabhupada says in the Krishna book also. And sometimes we find many problems in our life connected to our job, our personal life, nothing is moving forward in our life, okay. For all these kind of forces, problems, if you chant this mantra regularly, you can cross over. And also this Narasimha Kavacha Stotram is also there, so that will also help very much. So with this, we'll go to the Leela of Narasimha, which is mentioned Bhagavatam. So once the 4 Kumaras of Lord Brahma, they go to Vaikuntha Loka, and Jaya Vijaya, doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, they stop them. They are great rishis, even though they look like 5-year-old boys, they are very powerful. So they become angry and they curse them. And they fall down from the Vaikuntha Loka. So when they are falling down, the 4 Brahmanas again become merciful. And they bless them that for 3 lives you will be there as demons and you will come back to Vaikuntha Loka again. So they take birth as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyaksha is the elder, Hiranyakashipu is actually younger. Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha and then Hiranyakashipu is the one remaining. He is very angry on Lord Vishnu because his brother was killed by him. And he wants to take revenge at any cost. And this Hiranyakashipu is not a normal person. Actually, he is more powerful than Ravana. Many people talk about Ravana as powerful, but Hiranyakashipu is more powerful than Ravana. If you read Bhagavatam, you will find the description how he became powerful and tortured all the 3 worlds. He is son of Kashyap Prajapati and mother is Aditi. And he is the first of the incarnation of Jaya and Vijaya. And his family is so great that Lord Vishnu has to take birth again and again to deliver the members of his family. To kill his brother, Varaha came. To kill him, Narasimha came for his son Prahlada. And again, Bali Maharaj, who is the grandson of Prahlada Maharaj, again Vamana Avatara comes. So, like that, many avatars came, for their family. Such is the glorious family of this Hiranyakashipu. And this Hiranyakashipu, he performs, he wants to become powerful. He understands Lord Vishnu is very powerful, and at any cost, he wants to become more powerful. And he wants to do tapasya. So this tapasya is very important. For anything to achieve, tapasya is very much important. Without tapasya, you cannot become powerful in the life. In the spiritual life also, by practicing tapasya, what is our tapasya? Our tapasya is that waking up early in the morning and controlling our mind and senses and fasting on the special days like Ekadashi and festival days. Like this, we have austerities. Many people think that by doing these things, you become weak. No, it is not so. You become powerful by practicing austerity. You will see how Hiranyakashipu became so powerful by performing austerity. So this is the power of spiritual austerity, tapasya. You will never become weak, you will become more powerful. And his tapasya is unparalleled. You will find the description of his tapasya now. And what is the purpose of his tapasya? The purpose of his tapasya is he want to become unconquerable. He want to become deathless, always young. He never want to become old. And he want to conquer all the three worlds, even the position of Lord Brahma. He want to occupy position of Lord Brahma. For that he is doing tapasya to Brahma. So this is a very surprising thing. So if you see in the Ramayana also, Ravana performs tapasya for Brahma only. And Ravana, he doesn't ask any boon not to be killed by human beings or animals or vanaras. Okay. But Hiranyakashipu is not like that. He is very intelligent. He asks all the ways and means to not to be killed by anybody. Okay. So he goes to the valley of Mandara Parvata. So there he starts tapasya. He performs tapasya in the most difficult posture. He stands on single leg, not just single leg, but on toe, and raising in his hands like this and seeing unto sky. We cannot stand, on two legs for some time, but he is standing on single leg, that too on toe, and raising his hands like that. So this is said to be most difficult posture of tapasya. He starts tapasya like that. And then he performs tapasya for not 1 day or 2 days. He performs tapasya for almost 100 celestial years. That means one celestial year is actually 360 years on earth. For us, 1 year is equal to 1 day of devatas. Okay. So that many years he performs tapasya. That means almost 36,000 years he performs tapasya like that. And because of tapasya, what happens? The entire universe gets shaken up because of one person tapasya. That kind of tapasya performs. So first what happens? From his hair, so brilliant effulgence comes out. In the summer season we can see so much sunlight comes. You cannot go outside. For 5 minutes we cannot stand on road. But this effulgence is more than sun effulgence at the time of devastation. That much effulgence. And so much fire and smoke emanates from his skull, and it spreads entire universe. Devatas, they become fearful. They go back to their homes immediately, and they can't able to breathe properly. So much heat everywhere. Then all the creatures, human beings, animals, they are struggling so much. Immediately Devatas, they run to Brahma. So they approach Brahma and asks solution for this. They tell he is performing tapasya, but the purpose is he want to occupy your own position. All these things. If you consider this is not good, please do the needful. Very humbly they request to the Lord Brahma. So Brahma is their authority, Lord Brahma. They never force. Immediately you should go and kill him. Nothing like that. If you consider this is not proper, please do what is needful. Very humbly they request. So similarly in your life also, when you have certain problem or you see something going wrong, you can approach your authorities and tell them, request them to do needful. Some people come, Prabhu, he is like that. You should do something. You should get him out of here. So like that people asks. So our movement is preaching movement. We'll go opportunity, even though somebody does mistake. We'll preach to him, try to rectify him. So you should leave to the authority the decision. You should not enforce or pressurize unnecessarily. So this is the way to resolve problems in an amicable way. So even though the great danger, they still very humbly request to the Lord Brahma like that. Then Lord Brahma understands his tapas is become more and more powerful. So because of this, all the rivers and oceans becomes agitated because of heat. They're almost like boiling, so much big waves they are coming. And mountains and islands, they tremble. Stars and planets fall from sky. All directions ablaze. So then he understands the severity of tapasya. Immediately he goes to Lord Brahma. And then he not alone. He goes along with Bhrigu Muni, Daksha, and then many more devatas. Okay, he goes on his Hamsa Vahana. So then he approaches the Mandar Parvata valley, and he could not find him anywhere. They are searching for him all through the forest. Nowhere he is visible. Then finally they understand one place. So that is actually filled with ant hill. And Brahma goes to that place. It's covered by ant hill, grass and bamboo sticks. And because of Hiranyakashipu's tapasya for a long time, what happens? Ants have formed ant hill on him. Ants have eaten away his flesh and then blood, everything. And he's actually become skeleton. Just imagine being skeleton and still sustaining life. It is very much surprise. It's a big surprise. Actually performing tapasya in the form of skeleton. Without drinking anything, without eating anything, he's performing tapasya like that. So they spotted him. He is resembling like cloud covered by, resembling like a sun covered by clouds. Still so much emanating heat everywhere. He was struck with wonder, Brahma. So Brahma began to smile. Oh son of Kashyapa Prajapati, please get up, like that he is asking Hiranyakashipu. You have become perfect in your austerities. I am very much astonished by seeing you. Please get up. So then, Brahma himself is telling, in spite of being eaten by ants, all the body, the flesh, everything, still without drinking anything, without eating anything, you are performing tapasya, still you are sustaining life in the bones. It's a big surprise for me. Never I seen this kind of tapasya. When Sahiba Bhrigu Muni is there, he is said to be great tapasvi. Even Bhrigu Muni could not perform tapasya like you. In future, nobody can perform this kind of tapasya. That much he glorifies Lord Brahma. So, who is Hiranyakashipu? He is the best tapasvi. Nobody could do tapasya like him in the history. Okay. So, that is the Hiranyakashipu. He is so powerful. So, many times, if you compare materialists and devotees, as devotees we perform tapasya, wake up early in the morning and doing all these things. And there are materialistic people are there. They also become powerful by their tapasya. If you see some cinema actors, to become beautiful, to decrease their weight, okay, they perform many austerities. They stop eating many things. And then they do exercises so much, very controlled. And you see some people, they go to offices. I see in West Bengal, from Mayapur to Calcutta, one train is there, local train. Some trains will be there. Always rush, full of rush. We could not travel even one day because people are always pushing. They'll keep so many, fishes, and fish smell will be there. And then they'll be pulling, pushing, so many things will be there. Our folk boys and all, they were feared to travel such kind of trains. But in such kind of trains, for 3 hours we travel like that. In such kind of trains, there are people who travel every day. They go for job to Calcutta in the morning time. Again they come back to their hometown. It may take 3 hours, it may take 4 hours or sometimes. Okay. So every day, big struggle. So in one sense, they are performing more tapasya than devotees. But what is the purpose? The purpose of here, Hiranyakashipu, is selfish. He wants to satisfy senses. He wants to become powerful. To satisfy ego, he performs this kind of tapasya. But devotees, purpose is different. Here, devotees' purpose is to satisfy Supreme Lord. Okay, it's benefiting the entire humanity and realizing his own self. Okay, as servant of Supreme Lord. For this purpose, devotees perform tapasya. You can see difference of the both of these types of tapasyas. And this kind of tapasya is actually very easy, comparable to that. And then, by this you purify existence, you will go back to Godhead. So, at least, being Krishna conscious devotees, you need to practice this kind of tapasyas, spiritual, austerities, without fail, seriously and sincerely. And you will achieve more than what Hiranyakashipu achieved and what many outside materialistic people achieve. That is, they go back to Vaikuntha Loka. They serve the Lord there. They'll be very happy in the association of Supreme Lord. They'll come out of birth, death, old age and disease. So that is our goal of life. So this goal of life we should never ever forget. For that purpose, we should practice tapasyas in our life. Our sadhana, our seva are very, very much important for all of us. Okay. So he performs tapasya like that. He becomes very, pleases Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma takes out water from his, holy water from his kamandala and then, just sprinkles on him. And immediately he becomes, he gets the proper body. Now skeleton body is there. He gets wonderful body back, looking very youthful. And he is very effulgent like gold. His limbs are very powerful. Not even Indra's Vajrayuda, can beat that kind of body he gets. Then he pays obeisance to Lord Brahma and offers prayers. And then he asks his boon. It's a big list will be there. He knows Brahma cannot offer deathless because deathless is moksha. Who is moksha pradata? Moksha pradata kevalam Vishnuhu. Only Vishnu can give moksha. Nobody else can give. So then, that's why he asked Lord Brahma almost many conditions he puts so that there will be no death for him. So what are those conditions? Let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you, and grant me that I do not die within residence or outside, and then during the daytime or night, in the ground or in the sky, my death not be brought by any being other than created by you, nor by any weapon, nor by any human being or animal, nor by any devata or dhanava, nor by any snakes. I have no rival. Give me sole lordship over all the living entities and presiding deities, thus devatas. And give me all the glories obtained by the position. And give me all mystic yogic powers, anima, lagima, prapti, like that. Ashta siddhis will be there, all the siddhis. So that I can become a great yogi. He's actually a great tapasvi yogi. What kind of powers he gets? That kind of all the powers he got, yogic powers. So he become very powerful. Very powerful. You see, so many conditions for no death. So like that, he becomes very powerful. Then what he does? Immediately, see, tapasya purifies a person if the purpose is to satisfy Lord. But here, purpose is not correct. So that's why, as soon as he become powerful, he forgot all that, and then now he started torturing all the living entities, the entire universe. On the Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Janaloka, Mahaloka, Tapoloka, and then Atala, Vittala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, all the lokas he goes and tortures everybody. And he becomes the most powerful. Indra position he occupies. And then he orders all the Ashtadikpalakas. And then he tells to stop worship of Lord Vishnu and kill the Brahmanas, kill the cows, like some people do. So it is there from then. So why he want to kill Brahmanas? So because of Brahmanas, their yajnas have been performed. Kshatriyas perform yajnas. If Brahmanas are killed, there will be no yajnas. So Kshatriyas become weak because they don't get the mercy. And then if yajnas are not performed, devatas also become weak. So that's a whole creation, he weakens like that. So by the killing the Brahmanas, that's why in the society, Brahmanas are the devotees, very much important. So by the yajna, we are not only benefiting ourselves and our society, earthly planet, but also devatas. So if this is not performed, then entire creation, all the living entities, they'll become very weak. So that's why you have to perform yajna. And what is our yajna? Yajna sankirtane praye rajantu sumedhasaha. Yajnanam japa yajnosmi, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So our yajna is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So chanting of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this yajna can be done anywhere, anytime, morning, afternoon or night. Whether you are in the home, in the temple or in the office, anywhere you can perform this kind of yajna. So by this yajna, you are doing good for you and also for the entire creation. Okay. So please chant everybody Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without fail. If you are new, you can start with one round, and eventually one has to chant 16 rounds without fail. One round means 108 mantras. So that's how he is torturing entire world, all the devatas, living entities, everybody. So then comes our hero. Actually, in this Narasimha Leela, there are three powerful personalities are there. One is Hiranyakashipu, one is Lord Narasimha Dev, one is Bhakta Prahlada, the small 5-year-old boy. So actual hero is the 5-year-old boy, Bhakta Prahlada, Prahlad Maharaj, more than Narasimha. Because Lord glorifies his devotees more than him. Okay. So that's why we worship always Narasimha as Prahlad Narasimha. In Bangalore, ISKCON Bangalore temple, we have Prahlad Narasimha deity is there. And Bhagavatam, wonderful prayers are there of Prahlad Maharaj. And these prayers are very much inspiring to me, at least. And then wonderful philosophy will be there. The experience of whole life you can find in the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. If you read regularly, your life will be delivered. You will be delivered for sure. So that's that kind of great meaning will be there. And Prahlad Maharaj, he is very peculiar behavior he used to have. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj, before Hiranyakashipu goes to tapasya, he is there in the womb of his wife already. Until he comes back from tapasya, he will be there in the womb only. Because he is not there, devatas attack his kingdom. Narada Muni comes and protects his wife. and then takes her to his ashram, and then starts telling Bhagavatam to her. So in the womb, Prahlada Maharaj is there, and then he is hearing regularly, and he hears all through the all these years until he comes back. That's almost 36,000 years in the association of pure devotee, Narada Muni. Narada Muni is the guru of this Prahlad Maharaj. So then, after he takes birth, his qualities are totally different. He's not like a small boy anymore. Very mature, pure devotee he is. So children generally, balastavat kridasaktaha. They'll always be, playful. Children always want to play. You can see children, they'll be running here and there, doing all such kind of things. And sometimes in our temple or outside, some children, programs happens, no? So once I went to one of the hall. So there, summer camp is going on for children, teaching them slokas. So the teacher is telling the sloka, Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. And then in the hall around 40 children are there. To control children is not so easy. To hold them together is the biggest challenge. And we have to tell a few things to them about that. So sloka is telling, and then one child is crying. Some children are playing on their own something. And some children are chanting that sloka. So it is like some kind of market. So everybody is doing almost their own things. So one side the teacher telling sloka, and other side children their own loka. So this is the thing generally. Children like this only. It's a challenge to keep them together and train them Krishna consciousness, and that we do. That's our service. So, but Prahlada Maharaj is not like that. He is very serious in practicing Krishna consciousness. He is uninterested in childhood playthings, always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, always remained silent and dull, always absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And then, and he could not understand how world is going on, engrossed in these activities of sense gratification. The world runs because of sense gratification, and he doesn't know how these things are, how this world is running because of that. And then he didn't know his bodily necessities also, such as sitting, eating, walking, lying down, drinking, talking. Automatically things are performed. He's always absorbed in trance of Krishna, Lord Vishnu. Okay? And then he doesn't know how these things are happening also. Automatically these things are happening for him. So he's so advanced devotee, sometimes he used to cry and sometimes laugh very loudly in jubilation. And he sings also suddenly. Okay? And then he used to shout very loudly in full anxiety. Narasimha, Krishna, Vishnu, like that he used to chant, call out loudly. And lost his shyness in jubilation and began dancing ecstasy. So he used to go into ecstasy and dance. Hare Krishna, like this. So this is our tradition actually taken from Bhakta Prahlada Maharaj, of dancing in the Kirtan. And then he felt oneness with the Lord, and he used to enact pastimes of the Lord as if he is Lord Vishnu. He used to depict the pastimes of the Lord. We make in dramas, we show these things in drama also like that. Sometimes Lord used to touch his body, it seems, with his hand. So because of that, he used to feel spiritual jubilant, remain silent, his hair standing on end, and tears gliding down, and half-closed eyes because of love for the God. Okay, and because of his unalloyed devotion, he considered everything material is useless. He sang many qualities, wonderful qualities. So because lack of time, I cannot tell all such things. One simple quality is that he considers everything material useless. Material world is useless. Always observing Krishna consciousness. This quality, if you correctly hold on to it, our life is successful. So people generally give so much importance to the aspects of material world. People give so much value for social media. They spend hours together in social media. They're so much concerned about celebrities, how they eat, what they talk, all such kind of things, and doesn't understand, other person feelings. They give so much importance to this. Somebody comments on them, they take it so much a big challenge for them. They live whole life for other challenges, others' comments, as if they are going to take care of them whole life. When you die, that person not even come to your home also. For that kind of person, for that kind of people, we spend whole life. This person said to me like this, I will show who am I. I will get so much money. I will get this position. I will take revenge. All such kind of things. Useless. Perfectly useless, all those things. So we need to consider that our goal is to go back to Godhead. Anything to Krishna is only important for us. Anukula sankalpaha pratikula varjanam. Any activity which is favorable to Krishna, we have to accept. Pratikula varjanam, reject that thing which is against Krishna consciousness. This is the important quality of a devotee. Then you are always safe. And if you are trying to enjoy life independent of Krishna, you are actually in great danger. It may give happiness to you for time being, but it becomes poison at the end. So we should consider anything material as useless. Even though we are living in material world, still we have to practice Krishna consciousness in that mood. Okay, then we'll go out of this material world to Vaikuntha Loka. Otherwise, life after life, you continue to take birth in this material world only. Attracted by the glaring effulgence or attractions of this material world. We have so many attractions. Not one, hundreds of attractions will be there. And thousands of agents of Maya will be there to allure us in Maya. So we should be clearly consider everything connected to this material world. That which is material is useless. So like this, Prahlada Maharaj used to practice Krishna consciousness, a great devotee. So Hiranyakashipu sends him to Gurukula. There are two sons of Shukracharya are there, Shanda and Amarka. So they teach all the politics, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are the four principles generally, in Vedas will be there. Not moksha. You leave it moksha. So Hiranyakashipu tells you teach only dharma, artha, kama. That is enough. And all the politics, that how to deal with people and how to rule our kingdom, all these kind of things. So he teaches everything. They teach all those things to Prahlada Maharaj. Then he comes back to his kingdom to meet Hiranyakashipu once. And Hiranyakashipu keeps him on his lap and then asks, my dear son, what have you learned? Please tell me, I want to know. All these years from the gurus. So then he tells a wonderful sloka from Bhagavatam. Sri Prahlada Uvacha Tatsadhu Manye Asurvarja Dehinam Sada Samudvigna Dhyam Asadgruhat Hitvatmapatam Gruhamanda Kupam Vanam Gatoyad Harimashayeta. So he is telling Tatsadhu Manye Asurvarja Dehinam. That means best of Asuras, oh great demon, If you call anybody demon, they'll feel very much. But he is calling his father the great demon. As far as what I learned from spiritual master is that anybody who accepted this temporary body, number one, and second thing is household life. Exactly, the words are Asuravarya Dehinam, okay, Asadgruhat. So, who accept this temporary body and then household life. So, they are like the people who fell into a dark, a deep well where there is no light, there is no water, but only suffering. Who attach so much to the body and family life. And these people, they'll suffer so much. So, go to Vana and take shelter of the Supreme Lord Sri Hari, he is telling. Harimashayeta, he is telling. To whom? Hiranyakashipu, who declared himself as God and stopped worship of Lord Vishnu. And all the living entities, including devatas, they are worshipping Hiranyakashipu, not Vishnu. To that person is going telling, you worship Lord Vishnu. As soon as he hears this, he laughs loudly. So he laughs and tells, thus is the intelligence of the children of this child spoiled by the words of enemies. Take care of the child properly. These Vaishnavas are spoiling my child. And he tells once again, to the Shandamarka, the gurus of the Gurukula. So they take away silently to Gurukula and then makes him sit and ask very politely, so my dear Prahlada, how you have learned all these kind of teachings? We never taught you this kind of things. You're actually, your intelligence is spoiled. So please tell us from where you have learned all these things. They want to know who is teaching all these things. He tells, as iron gets attracted to magnet automatically, similarly, naturally, I am getting attracted to devotion of Lord Vishnu, he tells. So they become angry. You rascal, get me a stick. Other disciples, they tell to bring a stick. You are damaging the name and fame of Asuras. You note on these dialogues. These dialogues very much we hear in our life also sometimes. So you are damaging name and fame of us. Your intelligence spoiled, bad intelligence, brainwashing. You have become cinder in the dynasty. That means you are spoiling family prestige. Rascal Prahlada, you are appearing like a thorn in the forest of sandalwood. These Asuras are sandalwoods and he is the thorn, it seems. So, to cut the sandalwoods, axe is required. For that axe, handle wood is required. So, Vishnu is that axe and you are that wood giving handle to that axe. You are actually spoiling the whole Asuras. So, like that, they scold him very strongly. And again, they teach him all kind of political shastras, everything. You forget all these Vishnu, moksha, all these kind of things. Learn just politics nicely. So, they teach all those things. Again, second time he goes to meet Prahlad Maharaj. Okay. So, again, he makes him sit on his lap and asks, what you learned, my dear Prahlada? Tell me. And this time, he tells wonderful things, much more advanced things he tells. Wonderful slokas, Prabhupada many times quote this sloka. Sri Prahlada Uvacha, Shavanam Kirtanam Vishno, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Achanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedhanam. He tells the great 9 process of bhakti. If you practice any one of this form of bhakti, you will be delivered. Liberation is immediately possible. So, what is first one? Shavanam. Hear. Kirtanam. Glorify the Lord. Whom? Vishnu. Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. Smaranam. Think of God. Think of Vishnu. Padasevanam. Do service unto Lord. And Archanam. and vandanam, offer prayers. Dasyam, be a servant, perform service. Sakyam, friendly relationship. Atmanivedanam, totally surrender unto the Supreme Lord. So these are the 9 forms of bhaktis. Bhagavatam glorifies this bhakti elaborately. There are many great devotional personalities are there. Bali Maharaj, and then Arjuna and Hanuman, Kunti Maharani, Lakshmi Devi, all these great devotees are examples for one form of bhakti. So such is a powerful sloka he tells. And in the Telugu, there's one poet is there. So he tells some slokas in Telugu in connection to this pastime. I will read out those slokas. Meaning is wonderful. It is actually, he glorifies the bhakti. That poet glorifies the bhakti. It goes like this. Mandhara makaranda madhuryamunadhelu madupambuvovune madanamulaku నిర్మల మందాకిని వీచికల తూగు రాయం చకనునే తరంగినులకు లలిత రసాల పల్లవ ఖాదియై చొక్కు కోయిల చేరునే కుటజములకు పూర్ణేందు చంద్రికా స్ఫురిత చకోరకంబు చేరునే సాంద్ర నిహారములకు అంబుజోధర దివ్య పాధార విందంబుల చింతనామృత మత్త చిత్త విశేషణంబు ఏ రీతి పోవునో ఇతరములకు. He glorifies bhakti so nicely here. మందార మకరంద మాధుర్యమునధేలు మధుపంబు ఓవునే మదనుములకు. That means there is a wonderful Rajahamsa. Rajahamsa is a very pure bird, and this bird, where it lives, generally it lives in the Swargalokas and Manasarovar and Himalayas, that kind of pure places. Any sometimes in spirituality, to as an example, it is taken for purity also. So that kind of Rajahamsa which lives in the Manasarovar, a pure lake, how it can come and live in this muddy lakes? Actually, Hiranyakashipu tells you should live Vishnu Bhakti, come out of all these kind of things. When he tells this sloka. Okay, I have experienced the greatness of Lord Vishnu's bhakti. Now I cannot come and be like demons in the material world. Okay, and there are some bumblebees. They enjoy the honey of the flowers in the Swargaloka. If you bring out those bumblebees and put in some grass on the earthly planet, will they enjoy? They cannot enjoy. They cannot live like that. It's not possible for them. And Rajahamsa cannot live in the muddy ponds. And Lalita Rasala Pallava Khadya Chokku Koyila Cherne Kutajamulaku. So there is cuckoo bird is there, Koyila. Wonderfully it sings in the month of May, when this mango season comes, before that. And this kind of cuckoo bird which eats that green leaves, tender leaves of mango, it survives like that. Okay, and that kind of bird, if you bring in the group of crows and you keep there and tell to sing, will that cuckoo bird sings? It never sings. These crows, they will be caw, 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 like that they will be shouting. With that kind of birds, cuckoo bird never lives and never sings anything. And There is one more bird is there, chakora bird. Maybe olden days it used to be there like that. So it doesn't come out in the daytimes, only night time it comes. And when the moon comes, it comes outside and it enjoys moon so much it seems. Okay, so that kind of birds used to be there. And this kind of bird, it doesn't come out, in the fog. You see, sometimes in the winter season, fog comes. So that kind of fog times it doesn't come. It enjoys that moonlight very much. So I am practicing that Vishnu Bhakti. I develop some taste for it, higher taste for it. How can I come out and be like you, like a demon? It's not possible for me. He's openly telling to his father. And then he tells, so if you tell to me that all this kind of politics, all these things are useless. It's like, teaching, if a blind person is there. So to blind person, if you tell, light is like this, it is useless, right? Similarly, deaf person, if you blow, the sound of Shanku, it is useless. Similarly, person who is dumb, if you tell him to speak, it is useless. And for a neuter, that means who is not male and female. So that kind of person, if you bring any woman, it is useless. So similarly, if you don't have Lord Vishnu's bhakti, your life is useless. And if you tell any of these things also, I cannot take up all these kind of things. So like that he tells. And he also tells, Kamalakshu nachinchu karamulu karamulu. Which means, if you worship Lord Vishnu by your hands, that hands are actually hands. Srinadu nachinchu jihva jihva. If you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and glorify the Supreme Lord, that tongue is actually tongue. And so Rakshakuni Juchu Chutkulu Chutkulu. That means that Vishnu who protects Devatas. If you see, have darshan with your eyes, that eyes are actually eyes. Shesha Saiku Mokku Siramu Saramu. So that Lord Vishnu who sleeps on Ananta Shesha. Okay. So if you pay obeisances with your head, that head is actually head. Vishnu Nakar Ninchu Veenulu Veenulu. That means if you hear that Vishnu stories, Krishna Katha, that ears are actually ears. Madhuvairi Davilina Mano Manamu. That means that Vishnu who killed demon Madhu. If you think of that Vishnu, then your mind is actually mind. Bhagavantuni Valugonu Padamulu Padamulu. So that great Supreme Personality of Godhead, if you walk to the temple of that Lord, that feet are actually feet. Purushottamani meedi buddhi buddhi. That means, if you understand Supreme Person of Godhead, then that buddhi is actually buddhi. Deva Devani chintinchu dinamu dinamu. In a day, if you think of the Lord, that day is actually day for you. Chakrahastuni prakatinchu chaduvu chaduvu. So that education which tells about Lord Krishna is actual education. That education. Then what kind of education we are currently going through? We have to understand as per Bhagavatam. So Kumbhi Nidavu Jeppedi Gurudu Gurudu. That Guru who tells about God, Vishnu, is actually Guru. So from childhood we have many Gurus. Then and heavy winds, in fire, in boiling oil, in water, and throws heavy stones. By all these things, still he is alive. He is always protected by Lord Vishnu. So this is how Lord Vishnu protects all of us, the devotees. He has not been killed by anybody. And by seeing this, Hiranyakashipu becomes very anxiety. What will happen to me now? He becomes he seems to be more powerful than me. and this person will never listen to me. Like a dog's tail is always curved. He never leaves Vishnu Bhakti, and because I did all these things to him, he'll never forget enmity towards me. Okay, then he talks, Hiranyakashipu, where is your Vishnu? Call him. He says Vishnu is everywhere. And is the Vishnu is here in the pillar? He tells he is there in the pillar. So now here Narasimha is coming. Let carefully hear. Then he takes on sword and hits the pillar. And first Narasimha's sound will come. So Narasimha Deva, the Supreme Lord, is appearing now. He is the fourth incarnation of Lord Krishna. And the purpose of this incarnation is to show there is always ready to protect his devotees. And he will destroy all the obstacles of our life by worshipping him. And is very merciful towards the devotees. All the devatas, Brahmendra, Rudra, Madarka, Kirita Koti, Sangatti, Tangri, Kamala, Malakanti Kanta, Lakshmi, Lasat, Kushararo, Saroruha, Rajahamsa. So for this Lord Narasimha, Brahma, Shiva, Indra and all the devatas, they pray. So that Lord is appearing now. Okay. So when he beats the pillar with the sword, immediately great sound comes, great roar. And this roar is so fearful that it cracks the covering of universe. You see, we have above the earth, Bhur, Bhuva, Suvaha, Jano, Maho, Tapo, Brahmalokas are there. The sound goes up to Brahmaloka. Brahma also could not tolerate. Not only that, it goes beyond and breaks the covering of the universe. So that much sound. And demigods think that now world is going to get destroyed. They become very, very fearful. And demons are afraid. And from where the sound is coming, they can't be able to understand. That much sound is coming. Then Lord Narasimha form comes out. So he is exhibiting a wonderful form never seen before. Up to then, nobody could imagine that kind of form. So what that form? It is half lion and half human being. Okay, head is like a lion and then body is like human being. That kind of form. Hiranyakashipu never saw what is this form. He could not able to ascertain what is coming out of the pillar. He is thinking like that. Then Hiranyakashipu is wondered, what this creature? So this half man and half lion. Anyway, I'll kill him at any cost. He is thinking like that. So of that sound, Narasimha comes and Narasimha form is described, Bhagavatam, very wonderfully. And his eyes, I'll read very clearly one by one so that you can be able to understand. You can imagine that form of Lord Narasimha very clearly. His eyes are extremely fearsome, angry eyes. Just like if you keep red hot iron, if you keep iron in the fire, it becomes red hot. It looks very reddish. So that kind of, because very angry, his eyes are also like that kind of color. It's like more than that, molten gold. And his glaring eyes stole the effulgence of luminary in the sky. So it emanates so much light that even sun, the stars could not able to tolerate that kind of light. They're nothing before that light. That kind of light it comes. Glaring eyes. And his nose are nostrils and gaping mouth are like caves of mountain. Caves of mountain. Actually, his body is very big. It is touching the skies. Just like Hanuman becomes very big, no? He is more than that. So that kind of body. Just like tiger or lion, opens up mouth, no? Like that he opens the mouth. And he's having deadly teeth. And his tongue is very sharp. It's like, like sword about to fight. That kind of tongue it is. And his eyes were erect and motionless, and neck is very short and then very thick, just like lion will be having short neck and thick, and his chest is very broad and his waist is very thin. He is very powerful, his body is like a bodybuilder he is looking. His arms, which resembled, he is having many arms, they are like soldiers, so many soldiers. He spread all the directions. He is holding one hand Shanku, Chakra, Gada, Padma, and then many more weapons like that. And his hair, first of all, his beard is there. His beard is in white color, and then it is very big, just like it is looking like his face is expanding in all dimensions. And hair and the body is because Hiranyakashipu asked a boon, different kind of boon. So Lord is appearing, not as animal, not as human being. And then he appeared in the evening time. Okay, so satisfying all these conditions, is now ready to kill the Hiranyakashipu. So then he comes out totally before Hiranyakashipu. Now Hiranyakashipu becomes very angry. He takes club, immediately attacks very swiftly. He is beating Lord Narasimha. So the fight, the speed is very important. Swiftly have to move. You should not be able to caught by anybody. Then you can able to fight wonderfully. He is fighting like that to Narasimha. So Narasimha immediately captures the great demon. Okay, just like Garuda catches snake, like that he caught that demon immediately. Then Garuda sometimes plays with the snakes. It leaves and snake tries to immediately again catches. So like that for some time, Narasimha Deva leaves this Hiranyakashipu. Immediately he escapes. And the Devatas are saying they get heart attack. Ayo, this act is not good. How can Narasimha leave Hiranyakashipu like this? He is a very powerful demon. What he will do now? Then great anxiety. Then he comes with sword. And then he tries to attack Narasimha. Narasimha just laughs, ha 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 ha, like that he laughs. And then again captures this Hiranyakashipu. And this time he doesn't want to leave. He catches Hiranyakashipu and keeps him on his lap, taking support of his legs. Then Hiranyakashipu placed him on his lap and he sits on the doorway of his assembly, not inside or outside. So that's the place. And then he tears apart the stomach of Hiranyakashipu, abdomen. Immediately blood spreads everywhere, sprinkles everywhere. On the body of Narasimha, on the face of Narasimha also. And then Narasimha with his one tongue, he licks that blood. He is Narasimha, both lion and human being. And he takes out intestines and garlands on his neck before his own son. And then he uproots his heart and throws away his body. And soldiers come with just the tips of the fingers, nails. He kills all of them. So thus Narasimha kills everybody, soldiers and Hiranyakashipu. Then he stands and then moves his head like this, just like Vijay Garva. When he moves like that, all the clouds, they shatter, they go here and there. And in the sky, Devatas are there with Vimanas, in the airplanes. Airplanes go to their lokas. That much air comes everywhere. Then finally, Narasimha standing there, and all the wives of Devatas, they become very happy. They started showering flowers. Now the celebration starts. Just like when you win World Cup, India wins World Cup means how they celebrate grandly, and this more than that. Okay, so all the Devatas, they become very happy that Narasimha has killed Hiranyakashipu. They are in the mood of celebrations now. So the wives of Devatas, they shower flowers, and all the Devatas, they come in their aeroplanes, thousands of aeroplanes, they come and they land there in the palace, in that kingdom of Hiranyakashipu, and they approach Lord Narasimha. And they began beating drums and kettle drums, and then Apsaras, they are dancing wonderfully, by seeing that Gandharvas are singing wonderfully. And Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Manus, and chiefs of various planets, Apsaras, Gandharvas, Charanas, Ekshas, and inhabitants of Kinnarloka, Vetalas, inhabitants of Kimpurushaloka, servants of Lord Vishnu, Sunanda and Kumuda, they're all the various types of devatas. They all come and they pay obeisances individually before Lord Narasimha with their head touching the ground. Brahmendra Rudra Madhurarka Kirita Koti. In Lakshmi Karamba Stotram, this sloka will come. Shankaracharya glorified Lord Narasimha. To Lord Narasimha, Brahmendra, that means Brahma, Indra, Rudra, they all come. Brahmendra, Rudra, Madhurarka Kirita Koti. They touch their head and with crowns unto the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha. So that is Narasimha. Okay? They all pray like that. Individually they come and pay obeisances. They offer their wonderful prayers. One by one prayers will be there. First Brahma offers, then Shiva offers, then Indra and different kinds of devatas they offer. Narasimha is not coming down in anger. And then Brahma requests Lakshmi ji to go because you are wife of Lord Vishnu. Please go and pacify him. So by seeing that fearful form, Lakshmi Devi becomes fearful. She doesn't want to go. Then finally Brahma approaches Prahlada Maharaj. So because of you, this great avatar has come. If you go and offer prayers, then Lord gets pleased. Then he goes and offers wonderful prayers. Prahlada Maharaj's prayers. You can read from Bhagavatam, they're unparalleled. The great philosophy you can find in those prayers. And by those prayers, Narasimha becomes very pleased. Then becomes Ugra Narasimha to Shanta Narasimha. And keeps his hand on the Prahlada Maharaj, blessing him. So that's how Lord Narasimha appears to deliver his pure devotee, Prahlada Maharaj. Protected him from all kinds of dangers. Okay? So this is how Lord protects all the devotees, whoever worships him, whoever surrenders unto him. So that's why we have to worship Lord Narasimha every day. We have to sing that Narasimha Kirtan or Narasimha Kavacham or Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu. Okay, we have to pray to Lord daily, and then we can practice our Krishna consciousness without obstacles, without problems of Maya, and we can lead happy and peaceful life. We can serve our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, wonderfully by the blessing of Lord Narasimha. And then finally we can practice Krishna consciousness, and then we can go back to Godhead. Okay. So coming up in few days we have Narasimha Jayanti. So we heard how Lord Narasimha appeared in the Satyuga and protected his Prahlada Maharaj and many devotees who are struggling by that time, during that time. And tomorrow we are going to hear one more wonderful story. A real story of contemporary times, which happened in our temple. How Lord Narasimha protected Hare Krishna devotees in Banjara Hills Golden Temple. So this we are going to hear from our President, His Grace Satyagaura Chandra Prabhu. So get ready for tomorrow. So with that mood, you can celebrate Narasimha Jayanti in our temple as well as wherever you are. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sri Narasimha Bhagavan ki, Narasimha Jayanti Mahamahotsav ki, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitaya Gaur Premanande.